Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be reviewing my custom withered figures from Fnaf 2. These are not my most impressive customs. You'll see them later in a different video. But yeah, so today we are going to be reviewing these four plus withered cupcake right here. So let's get on to Freddy Fazbear. Alright, so here's Withered Freddy. I I I used a tie-dye what do you call tie-dye Freddy's to make his face. I added just a bit of clay to his front. You can see the clay marks there. Yeah. To give him a bit of his dad belly. So he's not my favourite. You know, his colours are not the most accurate to actual Withered Freddy, but you know, he's one of my first customs I ever made. You can see on his arm. There's a bit of purple right there where tie-dye Freddy was. Although overall he is a pretty good figure, but you know, I added a movable jaw, and it's really not my favorite. Yeah. Like, I can take it off, it's just, it doesn't stay on that well. Me and my granddad made this one, so yeah, not the most impressive. Anyways, that's really all for Freddy, but yeah, like I said, not the most accurate colours, and not the most accurate design. Anyways, yeah, let's go on to Bonnie. Alright, so just like Freddy, I used a tie-dye figure, but this time tie-dye Bonnie. I used clay for his arm, which probably the best arm I've ever done. I used more clay for what do you call it, a foot. Although he's not my favourite figure, using toothpicks as the teeth and clay, you know. But he does have some good articulation on his wires, which I cut off the main arm. I was gonna add a removable mask, but you know, it's toothpick teeth. And unlike Freddy, his colours are very accurate to, you know, Withered Bonnie. But I did forget to remove the tail when painting him, because I'll try and put a image on here, but he does not have a tail. But unlike Freddy, I do really like him. So yeah, that's not much to say about Withered Bonnie, but he can do some cool poses, I guess. So on to Withered Chica now.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so Withered Chica here. He's probably my second favourite before Foxy. And I did give her a endo jaw, which actually kind of turned out well, which you can barely see. The wires on her back, the back part of her head are not well, but you know, it's the most accurate I can do to a Chica. I removed her shoulder pads and lifted them up so that she can do an iconic T-pose you can see in the games. And although she doesn't have much articulation, only being able to move that much, she's well designed, if I say so myself. But yeah, she's my second ever custom, and turned out really well. So not much to complain about there. Oh wait, actually I forgot. So here is the Withered cupcake. I didn't really use any reference, but he does have a missing eye there, which I would say is kind of cool. So yeah, that's Withered Chica and Withered cupcake.
Night Guard! I'm gonna kick your ass!
Alright, so here's Withered Foxy. I would say he's my favourite, but actually, yeah, I would say he's my favourite. He's got a really articulated torso, using a ball and socket joint from Lego. His arms are really posable, and legs. I didn't give him a movable jaw like Freddy because, again, I used that on his waist. So he can pull out really a cool pose if I can get him into one. But I'm not gonna do that right now. His withering on his face is really detailed, but I'm really not a fan of the thick thing on his ear. So yeah. On his leg, I did use I used clay again. Why wouldn't I? But for the withering in his legs, I used the actual tie-dye Foxy. So yeah. His hands, unlike Withered Bonnie, I did use like a bit of metal to make it more accurate, but I feel like I like Withered Bonnie a bit more. But yeah, that's it to Foxy. Alright, so that's the end of my video. I know it wasn't a long one, but I'm still testing new things out.